Hello to all of the cooperating teachers who are helping us out with Education 3309 at Idaho State University for fall semester 2015. This is just a little short video to kind of explain how the lessons and observations work to make sure we're all on the same page. So I hope this is useful information for you. The first thing is that for scheduling, the candidate officially teaches twice, and we know for many of you they're doing more lessons than that, but we only officially count two of them, two of the plans, two of the formal lessons. At both of these lessons, the ISU supervisor will be watching and taking notes, and we'd like you to watch and take notes. At one of the two lessons, we also ask them to have one of their peers come in. Most of them are paired up, and so that's just the other person who's in the room anyway. But that'll only be for one of those lessons. And the ones who are by themselves, they will have a peer coming in, an additional person. So we need to get those scheduled, and the next piece is the lesson debrief, or what Danielson calls the post-conference. So this is anytime at your convenience. We try to do them within a couple of days of the lesson. It takes about 30 minutes or so. This is where we go over how we think things went, what they would try to do to improve. And it can be after school or before school. The other ISU teacher candidate could take the class for a few minutes if you're comfortable. If you have any planning time, then we can do it then. But at your convenience, we do those debriefs, and the ISU supervisor comes back. And then the last thing that we'll be doing officially is that after Thanksgiving, we'll do one final conference with the ISU supervisor, you, and the teacher candidate. So one last time to kind of talk about their strengths and things. But we'll work on scheduling those later. In the meantime, after the teacher candidate has taught the official lesson, we come to that post-conference lesson debrief. And sitting in that conference again will be the ISU supervisor, the teacher candidate, and you. And everyone should come having filled out a Domain 2 form and a Domain 3 form. And at the workshop, these were the ones that were self-duplicating with the white and yellow copy. And we all get together and kind of discuss how things went according to those domains. We give the white copies, the lovely top copies, to the candidate because they have to upload those to our system. And so we give them the clean copy to scan. And the yellow one, we ISU people hold on to in case we need those extra copies or something happens. The partner or other ISU peer does not go to these debriefs. They don't need to be there. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about the forms. So here's the problem with our forms. The Domain 3 and the Domain 2 forms look exactly alike on the surface. And so in order to figure out what you need at the conference, you need to fill out one Domain 2 form and one Domain 3 form after each lesson. And it's in little teeny letters. I've got it highlighted here. So there's the Domain 3 form. The Domain 2 form is 3 pages long. The Domain 3 form is 4 pages long, and when we gave them to you, they weren't stapled or anything because they're those duplicating copies. So one thing I need you to do is look through and make sure you have the correct copies and complete copies of all those forms. And if you don't, let us know and we'll send some extra copies out with your teacher candidate. So the next thing about the forms, when you get to filling them out, and we don't give 4s to student teachers. That's considered distinguished, and the saying goes that if they were truly, that is not really possible for a student teacher to be distinguished. That's something for experienced teachers. So regardless of whether or not we would agree with that, we're not giving 4s, so don't even look in that column. Just 1s through 3s. And most of our teacher candidates are going to fall in the 2 to 3 range, we expect, and that's fine with us. If we mark anything in the unsatisfactory for an individual lesson, giving a 1 is definitely appropriate. In fact, if it's appropriate at any time, we do it. If we see a pattern of 1s with each lesson evaluation or the end of semester evaluation, then we might need to do some things with them to kind of remediation before or during student teaching. So use this as a good place to indicate some things that you really think they need to work on and clean up before their student teaching. And then finally, at the bottom of the form, as far as I'm concerned, this is the most important, the evidence. So what are the specific things that you saw that happened that made you check these boxes? So I think that evidence is really important, that section down there. Okay, so immediate needs. We need to schedule lessons, and as of me recording this, most of our students have scheduled those lessons. Next, we need to schedule time to do those debrief sessions. And if you could please let us know as soon as possible if you have the correct number of forms, and if you have any extras, send those back. So the Domain 2 form is 3 pages. Again, the Domain 3 form is 4 pages. And for some reason, the numbers and forms and things, it gets confusing, but that means, of course, that you need 2 lessons, 2 teacher candidates. You'd need 4 copies of each form, each domain form. Also, if you would like additional Danielson resources, smart cards, or things to help you do those evaluations, then please let us know, because we can definitely get those resources to you. Alright, so hopefully that helps answer the questions about how this upcoming teaching is going, and we really appreciate your continued help with all of this. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm Suzanne Biesterfield. There's my picture and my email address, and our other supervisors are Rick Richardson and Patty Mortensen, who some of you have met, and there's their contact information. So please let us know, and we look forward to seeing what the teacher candidates have created for your classes. Thank you.